In today's show, Bitcoin heading to $36,000. Analysis says, amid warning of global stocks looking expensive. In today's show, I'll be breaking down the latest technical analysis. And as the Glassnode founder shares here, Bitcoin is at a critical level. RSI is oversold and trending up. If the price fails to break above $40,000, we go down to support. Support between 34 and 36,000. Resistance between 43 and 45,000. And as Pentoshi shares here, the most exciting thing this year will be global markets collapsing. Any market that trades above zero will be too high. They will call this the Greater Depression, which will be 10 times worse than the Great Depression. And as Holger shares here, global equities have lost $2.9 trillion in market cap this week, as war could trigger major stagflationary shock. Economists cut their growth forecast and raise inflation projections. Global stock market's now worth $110 trillion, equal to 130% of global GDP, which looks expensive for the current situation. And as Dennis Porter shares here, in a time of war, Bitcoin has been more helpful to the people being attacked, not those doing the attacking. And he also shares, when El Salvador removed the tax on Bitcoin, their GDP growth broke records. We should remove the tax on Bitcoin in the USA and watch our economy explode. And quoting President Nayib Bukele, we just installed the Shivo wallet ATM you asked for at Bitcoin Beach. Now users will not have to pay fees when withdrawing cash from their Shivo wallet and pay only the Bitcoin network fee when withdrawing from any Bitcoin wallet. Also in today's show, here's how low the Bitcoin price can go, but still retain bullish momentum according to top crypto analyst Rec Capital. As he shares here, Bitcoin could dip to as low as $38,000 and still maintain a bullish outlook going forward. And this just in breaking news, the CEO of the De Beer Group, Nigel Green, says Mexico is being lined up as the next nation for full Bitcoin adoption. And he goes on to say he expects a Bitcoin bill to be introduced to Mexico's Congress this year. And quoting him right here, by adopting cryptocurrency as legal tender, Mexico would then immediately have a currency that isn't influenced by market conditions within their own economy, nor directly from just one other country's economy. Also in today's show, analysts who called 2021 Bitcoin collapse maps out the path ahead for the top cryptocurrency. That's right, Dave the Wave shares here on Crypto Twitter. One for the bulls, aligning the micro with the macro, $100,000 within striking distance this year. And in this chart, it shows you the Bitcoin price soaring to $120,000. However, there is a caveat. He also forecasts a deep capitulation to around the $25,000 mark before any bullish action can start. We'll also be taking a look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, Bitcoin, Ether, and many of the major alts are correcting and in the red. But where's the Bitcoin price likely to go next? Find out all this, plus so much more, in today's show. Here at Crypto News Alerts, I drop a brand new episode every single day. The goal is to get to 100,000 subs along with a $100,000 Bitcoin price. And if you like getting that crypto, be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, including weekends, just like this. And today's episode is brought to you by BlockFi, the #1 leading provider of financial products and services for crypto investors. And right now you can get up to $250 in Bitcoin when you buy crypto or fund your account today with BlockFi. Be sure to use my referral link in the description right down below. Right now there are more than 500,000 people and 350 institutions globally using BlockFi to manage over $10 billion in assets. And here are some of their flagship products, which includes their trading platform where you can buy, sell, and trade the top cryptocurrencies. You can do instant trades with ACH. You can trade 24/7, 365. Another flagship product I love is their BlockFi Bitcoin Rewards Visa credit card, where you can earn an unlimited 1.5% back in Bitcoin on everything you buy. There are no annual fees, no foreign transaction fees, and you can see if you're approved with no impact to your credit score. Also like to point out, for your first 90 days, you're actually going to earn 3.5% Bitcoin back on all your purchases, truly making this a no-brainer. So go ahead and click my referral link in the description right down below to get up to $250 in Bitcoin, and let's start stacking those sats, shall we? All right, welcome back to another episode of Crypto News Alerts. I'm your host, JV. How's it going, crypto fam? Hope you're having a fabulous Sunday. Now check it. Bitcoin headed lower into the weekly close on March 6th with geopolitical tensions and associated macro weakness firmly in focus. And right here, you're looking at the Bitcoin one-day candle chart. Now, data from Cointelegraph Market Report and TradingView showed Bitcoin hitting its lowest levels in over a week Sunday after volatility returned overnight. And at the time of this recording, Bitcoin's currently testing that $38,000 support. And despite the out-of-hours trading environment, the trend was clearly down for Bitcoin as the mood on global equities wobbled amongst analysts. As Holger shares here, global equities have lost $2.9 trillion in market cap this week, as war could trigger major stagflationary shock. Economists cut their growth forecasts and raise inflation projections. Global stock markets now worth $110 trillion, equal to 130% of global GDP, which looks expensive for the current situation. Now, should a bigger correction set in, an already shaky crypto market could fare just as badly, some argue, at least to begin with. Popular trader and analyst Pentoshi even went as far to forecast a repeat of the worldwide meltdown which triggered the Great Depression 90 years ago. As he shares here on Twitter, the most exciting thing this year will be global markets collapsing. Any market that trades above zero will be too high. They will call this the Greater Depression, which will be 10 times worse than the Great Depression. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the crypto analyst. Now, some established pundits, however, held a decidedly different stance. In its latest crypto market outlook report on March 4th, Bloomberg Intelligence remained bullish on Bitcoin as well as Ethereum, as I covered in great detail in yesterday's episode. Quoting the report here, most assets are subject to the ebb and tide in 2022 on the inevitable reversion of the highest inflation in 4 decades, but this year may mark another milestone for Bitcoin. If risk assets don't decline and reduce some of the price pressure, inflation measures are more likely to remain buoyant, leaving few options for the central banks but to raise rates more aggressively, which leads us to a potential $36,000 support in play. With trepidation still ruling the roost short term, the outlook for Bitcoin held few bullish cues, focusing on a continuation of the current trading range. Quoting the founders of Glassnode here, Bitcoin is at a critical level. RSI is oversold and trending up. If the price fails to break above $40,000, we go down to support between 34 and 36K, resistance between 43 and 45K. And he shares this chart which breaks down the resistance and support levels for the king of all crypto. And as Dennis Porter shares here, in a time of war, Bitcoin has been more helpful to the people being attacked, not those doing the attacking. He makes a great point, and he also shares, when El Salvador removed the tax on Bitcoin, their GDP growth broke records. We should remove the tax on Bitcoin in the USA and watch our economy explode. Yeah, right, Joe Biden removing taxes on Bitcoin. I think we're dreaming. However, if it was to happen, that would be incredible for all Bitcoiners around the world. If you would like to see no taxes on Bitcoin in the USA, let me know in the comments right down below. And quoting Nayib Bukele here, we just installed the Shivo wallet ATM you asked for at Bitcoin Beach. Now users will not have to pay fees when withdrawing cash from their Shivo wallet and pay only the Bitcoin network fee when withdrawing from any Bitcoin wallet. Let's go mass adoption. And quoting Robert Kiyosaki here, how to profit from inflation. Biden wants inflation. I counter his criminal actions by investing in Texas and North Dakota oil. Just bought a gold mine in Utah. Investing in Texas apartment housing. Saving gold, silver, Bitcoin. Don't be a Biden victim. Invest like a capitalist. So there you have it. And before I break down next story of the day, here's how low the Bitcoin price can go, but still retain bullish momentum according to top crypto analysts. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market. As you can see, there's blood on these crypto streets, with Bitcoin down 1.2% for the day, maintaining just above $38,700. We have Ethereum down 0.5%, trading just above $2,600. Luna, one of the few alts barely in the green for the day, trading just under $85, while Solana, Polkadot, Avalanche, Binance Coin, and Cardano all correcting and in the red. But all right, now let's break down our next story of the day. A prominent crypto trader says the leading crypto asset, which is the king, Bitcoin, can still retain its bullish momentum despite its latest dip. The synonymous strategist, Rec Capital, tells his 292,000 Twitter followers that the inability of the Bitcoin bulls to keep Bitcoin above 43,000 puts the leading crypto in a position to revisit its diagonal support on the weekly time frame. As he shared here on Crypto Twitter, the last time Bitcoin performed a weekly close below the black $43,100 level, price rejected to the red $38,000 area for a retest. Upon weekly close below the black at 43,100, Bitcoin may possibly be positioning itself for a similar price trajectory. Now, the analyst also says that Bitcoin may now be trading inside a symmetrical triangle, which eventually leads to wild price swings once the pattern reaches its narrowest point. As he shares here, if Bitcoin performs a weekly close below the green diagonal to confirm it as resistance, then we may see continued consolidation into the apex of this triangle, in which case this will precede price compression, and price compression precedes volatility. It's also important to point out that Rec Capital also says that Bitcoin can continue to pull back, yet still be bullish as long as it stays above a crucial area. As he shares here, Bitcoin could dip to as low as $38,000 and still maintain a bullish outlook going forward. That's right, and we're currently above that $38,000 mark, so all is good. I want to give a quick shout out to iTrust Capital, the world's largest crypto IRA platform with over $3.5 billion in transactions. If you're looking to trade crypto tax-free, look no further than iTrust. And yes, they are backed by the world's leading institutional cold storage provider, Coinbase Custody, with a $320 million insurance policy. So go ahead and use my referral link in the description right down below to take advantage of the #1 crypto IRA provider in America. And if you sign up today, you're going to receive a $100 funding reward as a free bonus. So go ahead and use my referral link in the description right down below, and let's start stacking those sats tax-free. And before I break down our next breaking story of the day, Mexico being lined up as the next nation for full Bitcoin adoption. But first, let's take a quick look at the overall crypto market cap, sitting just above $1.7 trillion with $58 billion in volume in the past 24 hours. And the current Bitcoin dominance is 41.9%, with the Ether dominance at 18% even. And checking out the top 100 cryptocurrency gainers for the week, we have Waves up a whopping 51%. We got Chili's up 24%, Rune up 23%, and ANC up 32%. But all right, now let's break down our next breaking story of the day. One of El Salvador's most prominent advisors on the nation's adoption of Bitcoin as legal tender says he is now turning his attention to Mexico. That's right, Samson Mao, Chief Strategy Officer with Blockstream, or used to be the Chief Strategy Officer until he stepped down to focus on his passion. He's also running for mayor of Bitcoin City, so I like to point that out. Now, the country, largely driven by its enigmatic president, Nayib Bukele, adopted Bitcoin as legal tender last year ahead of the wide-scale launch of its own Shiba wallet in October. Now, Samson Mao and Blockstream have been working with Bukele's government on tokenized bonds for acquiring Bitcoin and building out energy and mining infrastructure. Now, with his departure to focus on nation-state Bitcoin adoption, it now seems that the Canadian video game developer feels that Mexico is next in line to make the flagship cryptocurrency legal tender. Let's freaking go. In a new series of tweets explaining his move away from Blockstream after 5 years, he details how he has been keen to work on further adoption projects. And when asked by a follower if Mexico would be next, Mao quickly replied, "It's on the list." Now, as ambiguous as the answer may first appear, experts are suggesting a Mexican move towards Bitcoin stands to reason. Recently, we have Indira Kempis, a high-profile Mexican senator, went on record as saying she wanted to make her country second after El Salvador to adopt Bitcoin. And we also have Nigel Green, the CEO of the De Beer Group, says he expects a Bitcoin bill to be introduced to Mexico's Congress this year. Quoting him here, Mexico's economy is highly reliant upon the US dollar as it still sends 80% of its exports to the United States. This, of course, was particularly worrisome when the country was being threatened with hefty US trade tariffs. By adopting cryptocurrency as legal tender, Mexico would then immediately have a currency that isn't influenced by market conditions within their own economy, nor directly from just one other country's economy. Now, remittances as a percentage of Mexico's GDP have almost doubled over the past decade, growing from 2% of GDP in 2010 to 3.8% in 2020, according to the government. And quoting Mr. Green again, whether the senator will get the backing she needs this year is still questionable, but there is a real sense if it doesn't happen in 2022, it will happen within the next couple of years. Let's freaking go. And checking out this tweet from Samson Mao regarding the breaking news of Lugano, Switzerland adopting Bitcoin as legal tender. Congrats on the Plan B. Lugano also be helping out to organize the Bitcoin World Forum. We're going to bring together the politicians advocating for Bitcoin within the top builders and thinkers in this space. Mark your calendars. So there you have it, mass adoption. Let's freaking go. And quoting Stacey Herbert, President Nayib Bukele is the leader. Lugano is the first follower. Now we have a movement. I love that the third city of finance in a country famous for its banking is the first follower. MSN had laughed when El Salvador was the only one dancing. Let's get this party started. Let's freaking go. And before I break down next story of the day, analysts who called 2021 Bitcoin collapse maps out the path ahead for the top cryptocurrency. But first, I want to remind you to smash that show more button right below this video in the description for a detailed analysis of what's going on in the crypto market. This goes for all 1,000 plus videos right here on my YouTube channel. Also, some very helpful resources for you to plug into, including my crypto merch store, now live at merch.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also, have a daily letter which goes out to over 30,000 subscribers every single day. To subscribe, visit letter.cryptonewsalerts.net. Also, have a blog I update daily, which can be found at cryptonewsyes.com. Also, be sure to smash that subscribe button and ring that bell to turn on all notifications to receive daily premium crypto news alerts every single day, just like this. And of course, you can follow me on all the major podcasting platforms from Spotify to Apple's iTunes. And if you're listening to the pod, be sure to check out the YouTube channel at cryptonewsalerts.net for the full premium experience with video. And of course, you can follow me on crypto Twitter, Facebook, Telegram, and TikTok. So wherever you're at, be sure to follow me there. But all right, now let's break down our final story of the day. The crypto analyst who called Bitcoin's collapse back in May of 2021 unveils the potential path ahead for Bitcoin to reach the six-figure mark. This year, this anonymous analyst known as Dave the Wave tells his 94,000 Twitter followers that the king of all crypto is still on track to surpass $100,000 this year, but there's a catch. Checking out his tweet right here, one for the bulls, aligning the micro with the macro, 100,000 within striking distance this year. And in this chart, it shows you the Bitcoin price soaring to that $120,000 mark. Do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to cross that critical six-figure mark this year? Let me know in the comments right down below. And now here's for the caveat. While Dave the Wave's chart shows a strong rally to roughly 120,000 before the end of the year, it also forecasts a deep capitulation to around the $25,000 mark before any bullish action can start. And when questioned whether geopolitical factors such as the war in Europe, crunch supply chains, and rising oil prices would weigh down on the Bitcoin price, the crypto analyst says that he sees these conditions may actually be bullish for the king, given the opportunity to step away from its shadow as a speculative asset. Quoting him here, you might be right, but Bitcoin in that scenario may also find renewed resurgence as an alternative currency as opposed to just an asset. While the crypto analyst says Bitcoin has the potential to be bullish in the coming months, he says that Bitcoin currently looks bearish from the high time frame perspective. Dave the Wave points out that Bitcoin's moving average convergence divergence, known as the MACD, is still flashing red on the monthly time frame. The MACD is a trend following indicator that determines the strength of bullish or bearish momentum. Quoting him again here, yet another monthly candle printed and still with no relief on the MACD in the form of a contracting / strengthening bar / histogram. More certain is the MACD to reset to or near the zero line, then that price will descend at the same angle. So there you have it. Let me know if you agree or disagree with the crypto analyst that we're likely to see $120,000 Bitcoin price before the end of this year, potentially hit a low of 25K. And now for a quick recap of what I covered with you here in today's show. Bitcoin heading to 36,000. Analyst says amid warning that the global stocks look expensive, as well as here's how low the Bitcoin price can go, but still retain bullish momentum, according to top crypto analyst Rec Capital, who shared as 38K. Also in today's show, I shared breaking news, Mexico being lined up as the next nation for full Bitcoin adoption, game theory in full effect. And we also discussed Dave the Wave's bullish price prediction of $120,000 Bitcoin price this year. But where do you feel the Bitcoin price is likely to go next? Let me know in the comments right down below. Now for the top 3 comments from yesterday's episode, Lucy's Lucky Day wrote, yeah, not your keys, then not your crypto, but anyone with direct access to any mempool cannot be blocked from issuing their own Bitcoin payment transactions onto the network. Touche, fam. Hodl. And our next featured comment comes from Hawks Bill. I think that for better or worse, cryptocurrency should not be controlled by any government, no matter what anybody is doing. I know it's sad because it looks like we can collectively make a decision that Russia is killing innocent Ukrainians, which I believe they are, but still Bitcoin needs to be left alone. We have to be able to count on crypto not to be touched, manipulated in any way by any government. 100% agreed, fam. This is the way. Thanks for tuning in and sharing. One love. And our third and final featured comment comes from Tony Hilton, who wrote, as far as Switzerland imposing sanctions, I don't think that's right. I get it that it's for the better good of the world, but is it outside of the rules or overreach? I'm a bit on Ethereum, but I'm all for any crypto at utility and use case. Anything that will benefit the market as a whole will pump all our bags. Cheers, Tony. Thanks for sharing. As always, fam, hodl. And to be featured on tomorrow's episode, drop me a comment right down below.